and welcome to the Bravo Breakdown with Joleen. That is me, stand-up comedian Joleen Lunzer, and Bravo superfan here to give you my take on all things Bravo television and news. First things first, make sure you hit that like, you guys. It helps me so much. I appreciate you all joining me for this live stream. We have a lot to get into regarding Scandoval, so buckle up. Get your favorite beverage. I have a couple, Diet Coke and a Waterloo. Make sure you subscribe. We are very close to 30,000 subscribers, and that is my goal for this year. And we are well over 28,000 subscribers. So thank you guys so much for subscribing. Please sound off in the chat. Let me know all your thoughts, hopes, dreams, and opinions about everything I'm talking about. We might not always agree, but we are all welcome to our opinions as long as you're not being like a complete and utter butthole. And remember that this is my commentary, so I'm going to be opinionated.
That's my opinion!
That's my opinion, okay? So you might not always agree with me, but we're here to have a good time. We're here to have a laugh, and we're here to break it all down. So much going on. If you want to support further than subscribing and liking, you can always send a super chat while we're live. I'll highlight your comment. It's a super good time. You can invest in my Waterloos or hit me up on the Cash App, PayPal, all the fun stuff. Follow me on social media at Joleen Lunzer, TikTok, Instagram, all that. All right, we got to get into it. The mid-season trailer dropped for Vanderpumprules, and I was like, I wanted to go. I wish I could have went live earlier today, okay? Because my mouth was just like, it is so good. It should get an Emmy. I feel like already it's the best television I've saw. And I just finished The Last of Us, okay? And I'm saying that with a little bit of, I'm kidding a little, but it was beautiful. This mid-season trailer for Vanderpump Rules was freaking beautiful. It was, oh my God. Oh my God. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to break down what was said in this mid-season trailer. And it was only a minute. All right. And they included things that obviously they had already filmed prior to Scandoval news breaking. And then they filmed things that happened after the Scandoval. So these producers, these editors, they are working so hard, and I appreciate them for it. It was giving me damn chills. So let me know. I'm sorry. I know that sounds crazy, but it's really good. Shout out to Nana in the chat. Hello, Nana. Nana, you're going to go nuts on this. Okay. So
On this season of
we start obviously with Lisa Pumps a lot. Lisa Pump and Dump, Lisa Vanderpump. She's like, continuing this season on Vanderpump Rules. Okay. And then we see Brock and Sheena. They're getting married because that's a big, storyline this season, but it's completely getting, we're losing. It's not, no offense, congrats, Mazel, but it's not as interesting as everything else going on. So Lisa's like,
Pump Rules.
Sometimes.
They play this music, just like, sometimes. It's like the Garden State soundtrack, only we're in 2023. Remember when the Garden State soundtrack hit and you were like, oh God, I don't know who these bands are, these people are, but Zach, whatever his nuts is from Scrubs, says they're good. And it was good. Garden State, that shit gave you chills. I mean, I don't know if it still does. I don't know if it still slaps the same kids, but it was good. Okay. So it's just, you get Sheena, you got Brock. They're like, we're getting married in Mexico, oh, it's all happening. And it's just this song like, sometimes.
Wow.
And then you have Katie, and I have to stop it because, fair use and copyright. And I don't want NBC Universal on my ass because Bravo will copyright strike you. They have done it to me. Like, okay. So then you have Katie Maloney and Ariana Maddox in the sandwich shop. Girl, it's not Girl, Let's Agree to Disagree. That's my friend Jess's YouTube channel. There's something about her sandwiches, which I'm definitely going to check out. So they got that space, spoiler alert, that Lisa Vanderpump recommended to them in Las Vegas, which I believe is just right around the corner from SUR. So the Vanderpumps have that whole area on lock. They're ready.
Oh, it looks amazing. We got the space.
They got the space. They tell Christina Kelly, we got the space. Christina Kelly's like, oh my God, I'm pregnant. Also, congratulations to Christina Kelly, who had her baby River, I believe. Congrats, Christina. So happy for you. Okay, back to the real news though. But babies are great. They're so great. They're awesome.
Are they going to open for us?
And then there's, Schwartz. Are they going to open before us? Probably. probably because it took you 3 years to pick a couch. And I went to Schwartz and Sandy's. The couch is nice, but it didn't stand out to me. I don't think it's a 3-year decision, but you know, we have children. We have men who are acting like children on this show.
I'm excited. I don't know what to...
Also, Katie's boyfriend. This is maybe Katie's boyfriend. He's got to be in a band. I don't know anything about him. Please let me know. Please let me know if you know anything about this guy. He has pleated pants, interesting hair. He looks like he's good at math. He's wearing some silver jewelry. It's not what I thought. You know what I mean? But I like a dork. My husband's a dork. I'm a dork. He looks dorky. Okay. He looks like he had LAN parties in college with my husband where they all played video games together. That's what he looks like. But he's got to be in a band or something. He's got to do something cool. And he's got middle finger rings. I mean, I guess I do a middle finger ring from, you know, the one that Angel gave Buffy on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So I get the nerdiness of it. But he's got to be in a band, right? He's like in a band, or he rich, Nepo baby. There's just no, he's not just, he looks like a guy you'd pick up at Guitar Center though. You know what I mean? Just like a rando. You'd be like, hey, that's Alan. He works down at Guitar Center and he jams out. He's like, you guys want to try a Fender? I don't know. It's the only guitar I know. All right. It's the only guitar I know. But he's got to be in a band because you can't wear pleated pants and you can't have Midwestern uncle hair and date a hot reality star woman unless you're doing something cool. Okay. You're here for it all. We're getting into it. Okay. So apparently this dude, again, then he turns to the side though, and he's got a little swag to him. Look at the way he's holding her hand. You know, then I'm like, from the front, I'm thinking, he's going to cry after sex. But then from the side, I'm thinking he's going to hold you after sex. So it's both I'll take. You know what I mean? Like, it's an emotional process. Also, you know, you guys, this is a different kind of recap and commentary and tea than you're going to receive on any other channel, because we're going to talk about this kind of stuff. So, I mean, just look at how he's holding her hand. He's like, oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, right close to his dong. Okay. Now this is the part where I was like, who the fucks are you kissing, Tom Sandy Butt? So he bends down to kiss a woman who's in bed wearing a sleeping mask. And I'm thinking, if this is Rachel Raquel, we will burn this mother down. I'm not, we know they're going to kiss. We know they're going to kiss because Kristen Doty and TMZ said they kissed in the scene that they filmed, Rachel Raquel and Sandy Butt post Scandoval. We know they kiss, but not in bed, not shirtless, and not knowing that you guys just slept. So I don't think this is Rachel Raquel. I think this is Ariana. And shout out to, let's see, the Instagram account Face Reality 16. Face Reality 16. They are always dropping awesome content about Bravo. Face Reality caught some of the signs. So in the room where you will see Tom Sandy Butt shirtless, thankfully not singing or with his trumpet, even though it could totally be hidden in his underpants. We don't know. He's always bringing it somewhere. We don't want it. You know, it's everywhere you don't want to be, Tom's trumpet. But a couple of signs. Face Reality 16 says, pointing to the timeline of different scenes in the mid-season trailer. So the kiss, she's saying, is Ariana and Tom. But Sheena apparently talked to her podcast about Rachel being MIA for 3 hours on the day of her wedding. So on the day of Sheena's wedding, Rachel was MIA for 3 hours. I've heard a couple people talk about this. What were you doing, Rachel? Rachel, where were you? Where were you? Okay. While the bridesmaids, Ariana being one of them, were all getting ready. So I'm pretty sure Face Reality 16 took a picture and posted like it is the hotel room that they stayed in. I'm sorry, I think I did send these over to my computer. I don't know why I'm holding up my phone. I'm just so amped about this mid-season trailer. I have never seen or been so heated about a mid-season. I can share my screen, you guys. I apologize for the, you know, I don't know what the hell I'm doing vibes, but I mean, this is a lot to process. This is Monday. I'm still asleep. I am sleepy. I'm a sleepy. Yes. Thank you, Ethel. If you want to join the lean team, here is a link to do it. Thank you so much. Okay. So Face Reality 16, shout out to them. Go follow them, show them some love. This scene is from Sheena's wedding. So they were able to suss out the situation and see that, oh, this is a hotel room from Sheena's wedding. Okay. This is at the Dreams Natura Resort and Spa. Sounds expensive. Sounds like one I wouldn't have went to if, back in my day when some of my friends were doing destination weddings. I'm like, I'm poor and an alcoholic. I can't do both. Either you want me to drink and get drunk or pay and be sober. So I would just stay home and say, I hope you have a party at home with, open bar. Anyways, so as you can see, the wall here matches the wall of the hotel room at Sheena's wedding. So Sheena posted a picture with this Dreams Natura Resort and Spa. So have no fear. This is going to be a kiss with Ariana and Sandy, but which is equally disturbing now knowing what we know. But I mean, much better than what if, I was thinking like, what if Rachel Raquel and Tom Sandy Butt were smooching at the wedding? Like this is, and producers knew, and that's why it all came out because somebody had to know something. Okay. I need lip gloss. I can't even with these sluts. Okay. Sandy Butt and Rachel Rochelle. Everybody's getting slut shamed tonight. Everybody equal opportunity slut shaming, both of them. Whore. Okay. That's what we're doing. Tonight. Okay. So we're moving on. Care Bear, how many times did you watch the season trailer? Too many. I feel like I've spent my entire life in this trailer and I never want, I can't leave. I can't get out of here. Okay. So next up on the mid-season. Okay, we already got that. Okay. So then there's the kiss. We see Katie's Guitar Center and BDE boyfriend. Because if you could pull off a pleated pant and that haircut, you got some BDE. Okay. And we know Katie. She wants some BDE. Okay. So there's the kiss.
I was the OG home-wrecking whore of this group. And then came Lala.
And then Sheena says, I was the OG home-wrecker of this group. And then came Lala, and then came you. And Raquel has the audacity to laugh at that. And she knows by this time that Sheena makes this joke that she, in fact, is having an affair with Tom Sandy Butt, allegedly. So it's just like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? I hate everything about this. And I hate everything about you. Okay. So we might not get sound with this one, but at least I'll show you the screenshots of the, okay, here we go. Of the little mid-season trailer. Okay. So there's Rachel Raquel after Sheena makes the joke. She's like, because Sheena at the time is just making a joke about Tom Schwartz because this, is the whole I'm going to kiss Schwartz. And then Rachel Raquel ends up kissing Schwartz at Sheena's Mexico wedding. And then Rachel Raquel's like, yeah, homewrecker, haha.
And now here you are. We're not.
And then they show Rachel Raquel and Schwartzy Smooch City Township. And they're like, mwah, mwah, mwah. And I'm like, no, stop. How long did you know, Schwartz? How long did you know? Because there are too many pictures out there with you and your hairdresser, skater girl, girlfriend Joe, who Katie Maloney hates allegedly. Did she say she smells? She said something about her, something that she's soulless or evil. I can't keep up with everybody, but it looked like double dates. So it looked like I'm with Avril Lavigne. It looks like Schwartz is dating Avril Lavigne. It's just that's what, and I love Avril Lavigne. Shout out to Joe, but also a messed up situation because Joe, the skater girl hairstylist, who's always in a beanie, love a beanie. She was best friends with Kristen Doty, according to Kristen Doty, and this made them stop being best friends when she just infiltrated and went in and poached out Tom Schwartz. She kick flipped into his heart and she ollied right on his face, and nothing was ever the same, between the friends. And now Katie is pissed. Okay. So how long did you know, Schwartz? How long did you know? So then Katie's screaming in this mid-season trailer, this is my husband, because Rachel Raquel's kissing him at Sheena's wedding. After Katie said, please don't kiss my ex-husband. You know me. We're kind of friends. I invited you to girls' weekend. It didn't work out, but still, you saw my mom cry. Like, once you see someone's mom cry, you just calm your loins. But again, I really do think, my opinion, this is a whole ploy. This is a smokescreen that Sandy Butt created so that he and Rachel Raquel could keep flying under the radar.
This is my husband.
It's my husband.
Married with kids.
And then they go to Oliver, and it's like, Oliver is so yesterday. I mean, like, seriously, it's Ashley Simpson would be. Is that Ashley Simpson's song? We don't need to know. Okay. Who is actually still my husband. I mean, it's still her husband, technically. And girl, you already told her that you were going to, give him a smooch or whatever. And Katie was like, that would not be a good idea. Just please don't do that. Please have more respect for me. And her mom was crying and like, he came to Christmas. Sure, he was drunk, but he was there for 10 years. He was drunk at our Christmas. And that means something. And it was just, and now we're dealing with Oliver. Oliver, go home. Go home, Oliver. You have one child with this Samantha and like 5 stepkids. Garcelle bragged about how you were doing so well, and then you do this. No, Oliver, you can have a storyline without being a cheater. What are you doing, Oliver? Oh my God. Okay. Then you hear James Kennedy say he wants to F the shit out of Raquel in front of his new girlfriend, Allie. You're 28. Okay, baby girl, you are getting into some very interesting waters. You seem nice enough. You used to work at AfterBuzz, which makes me think, you wanted to get in entertainment journalism, and then you just ended up dating James Kennedy. It's all very, I mean, God bless, but it does reek a little bit of the Rachel Raquel. You're coming in here with an agenda, which okay, but just be prepared. James Kennedy's messy, and now he's going to keep talking about Rachel Raquel, and he's going to be hella offended. You're going to have to ride with this and the drinking problem. I mean, girl. Yes, thank you, Kat. You're in danger. You are in danger, girl. You're in danger. Okay. So, but there's this scene. There's this scene where James is saying this, and it's this thing that's been talked about. Not this, okay? It's a pool scene. And it's Rachel Raquel. And then Allie says, you guys are disgusting. Yes, Allie, they are all disgusting. Run back to AfterBuzz. Okay. And then Katie's saying she wants to light them both on effing fire. And I don't know if she's talking about Joe, the skater girl. I don't know if she's talking about Rachel Raquel. There's so many people worthy of flames. We don't know, you guys. Okay. And then this is like, Lala's like, I want you to know, Allie. Okay. Thank you, Lala. But she's not going to listen to you. Allie's like, am I getting a zit? Like, she could care less. She's like, Lala, what do you know? You banged him when he was dating Rachel Raquel. I don't care. But, all right. Light them both on fire. Then James says, I want to marry Allie. Should I marry Allie? James, calm down. Slow down. Get back to the meetings and come back. Have a come to Jesus moment, sir. You can't just marry everybody. You can't marry every 20-something-year-old gal who looks 21. You can't. You can't marry them all. It's like Pokemon. You can't catch them all. You just can't. They want you to, but you can't. You'll be playing the rest of your life, okay? So I guess I missed this whole anyways, this pool scene is going to haunt my dreams. It's going to haunt my dreams. Rachel Raquel are in a pool. This must be Mexico, I'm assuming. Sandoval's there. And if you watch close enough, and I don't know if I'm going to get if it's fully in this, but look at her. She's just, oh God, Rachel Raquel, what are you doing? Okay, so then she's like, And then you see Sandoval, Sandy Butt. I don't know when we're going to see him, but you do. There are clips where you see him in the pool, and there's been pictures posted where they might have been just like flirting right in front of us, like the call is coming from inside of the house. Okay. And it was all right there. And we didn't notice, but did some people notice? It's very, 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 very scary.
It's coming from inside the house. You hear me? It's coming from inside the house. a call. It's coming from inside the house. You hear me? It's coming from inside the house.
The wiener betrayal is coming from inside the house, So they're in a pool and they're like, and they may be giving each other a look. And then Ariana, it's probably skinny dipping. Okay. I've had friends that got married. I did go to some destination weddings. I'm not a complete asshole. I went to Jamaica for my friend's destination wedding. We did skinny dipping. We were 25. It was fun, and we were all naked around each other. I was drunk. I don't remember a lot of it. But that seems like what they're doing. They're skinny dipping. And then Ariana's got this other guy next to her, but Ariana has a lot of gay guy friends. So I don't know if it's like a gay guy friend. I don't know if it's another friend, because they're also trying to allude to, Vanderpumprules is trying to allude to that there might be some kind of open relationship happening with Ariana and Tom Sandoval. And it's like, there's not, because Ariana did a interview pre-season of Vanderpumprules, and she was like, I'm not that cool. I am not that cool. I am not that cool. And so, but it seems like they're trying to allude to that. So she's holding her boobs, which look great, by the way. Okay. Oh my goodness. But I mean, yeah, when you hand your own tots, they look so much better than any bra. They need to create a bra that is just hands, because boobs never look better than when you're just holding them up by your hands. Your hands were meant to hold your tots, and no one has tapped that market yet. So somebody create a bra that makes your tots look as good as when you hold them yourself. All right. I knew it. It's her friend. She's got like a million cool gay guy friends who are just like, let's get naked. That's the best thing. You know what I mean? When you got cool gay guy friends who are like, yeah, let's have a good time. I'm not going to cheat on you. I can't break your heart. Gay boyfriend, like the best. Then we get this scene in the mid-season trailer. Ariana, Sandy Butt, sitting on a couch. Sandy Butt says, let's play it here.
You guys are disgusting. I want to light them both on
Okay, fire. Yes, Katie, we get it.
What you signed up for, being with him.
Should I ask Ali to marry me?
Oh my God, James and this married thing. So here's Ariana and her cute little gay guy friend. He's like, oh, you're holding your boobs. It's fun. This is the best time of our lives, And so Tom Sandy Butt says to Ariana, he says, having sex like 4 times a year. And then Ariana says, I cannot have sex with someone I feel is a stranger. And I'm like, Are they talking about themselves? Were they talking about Katie Maloney and Tom Schwartz? I mean, they were talking about themselves, right?
So done.
Having sex like 4 times a year.
I cannot have sex with somebody who feels like a stranger.
I cannot have sex with someone who feels like a stranger. Me too, girl. Me too. And if he's not there, and when is he going to have time to satisfy his lady when he's trying to open up all these restaurants that he's only like 0.5% into, that he owes his hardworking firefighter mom money for, and then in a glorified karaoke band? When is he going to have time to lay down the sausage, to lay down the meat, to rub the feet, to rub the back, to pleasure the lady, to hit the labia? When is he going to have time? But yeah, that's what they said, 4 times a year. Now that's bad. That is bad. But I have seen some monstrous takes. So let me just clear this up. As a woman of a certain age, as my friend Amber was saying recently, that if once you are a woman and you become a certain age, that's what you become, a woman of a certain age. And I've had my fair share of relationships, and I'm in a marriage. If you are not happy with the sex you are having with your significant other, you talk to them about it before you start a 7 to 8 to a year long affair with their friend. That seems pretty reasonable. I understand that maybe you wouldn't want to stay in a relationship where neither of you were intimate with each other. Intimacy is very important in a relationship. It connects you. It sets you apart from just being friends and just being roommates. It's that one thing you two are supposed to, in a monogamous relationship, just do together. Okay, which makes it special, I guess. That's what everyone tells you from the time you're little. Save yourself. It's going to be so great. I say try a couple out. Then once you make the commitment, obviously stick with that commitment, being marriage. But if you choose not to get married, more power to you. Then you can just do all the sexies you want, and that is your right. But Tom Sandy Butt, in this situation, if this is the case and it was 4 times a year, go to therapy or break up with her. That would have been much easier than carrying on this lewd and lascivious affair with someone who they took into their home. Rachel Raquel has been taken into many homes now, not just by the men on the show, but by the women to help her. They treated her like a little sister. They said, hey, come and knock on our door, when she was in between homes, apparently. Because you got to remember, Rachel Raquel, if we have any apologists out there, she was looking for someone to pay her way. That's what she said about James Kennedy. He used to pay for everything, which makes more sense why she put up with what she put up with, because she didn't want to have to pay her bills, apparently, because James did not treat her well. But I didn't know that she wasn't paying anything. So then, she gets out of that relationship, and now her girlfriends, like Sheena, who she now is trying to get she has a temporary restraining order on, and she's trying to get a permanent restraining order on, coming up here in court. They have a court date. They talked about on Court TV. We'll talk about that as well. Very surreal to see that happening. You're like, oh God, this is really court. Sheena Shea and Rachel Raquel are on, Court TV. And they were trying to map together who banged who and when and why and where and how. And it was like, ooh, okay. Jessica, let's see what Jessica says. Here's the thing. A lot of times sex slows down because the man is putting his attention elsewhere and the woman no longer feels a connection or loved. Yes, there is. I mean, it depends on the man, depends on the woman. I would say, I don't want to say traditionally because that sounds so old and weird, but usually I would say the woman, we're kind of conditioned that way. And I don't know if it's a little biological as well. We do need to feel a connection. Sometimes you can just bang it out. It's not like ladies can't have one night stands, like ladies leave your man at home. We're fun. But when we're in a relationship, we want to feel that love and connection, because to us, it's ingrained in us from a young age that this is a special flower that we can only give to people who respect us and love us. And if we give out our flower too much, our flower dies and nobody wants us. It's a really messed up situation, but that's how we're taught. We are taught you better save it. And the men, you're like, well, I mean, you want to dip it a little. And the girls, they always say, don't get dipped. Don't let anyone dip in you. And then the guys are like, well, you have to dip it a little bit. Otherwise, you're going to get bored. So especially, I don't know if just in the United States. I don't know if this is, feel free. My friends overseas, is it the same? I don't know if it's just an American culture thing where we really kind of shame women into like, you better keep it fresh, you better keep it pure, and you better keep it tight. And it's like, what? This is really weird. And the guys, they're like, well, you can kind of go out and, you want to experiment because you're going to be with one broad the rest of your life if you go down that route. Okay. So yeah. So just break up. If you're not doing the deed, if you're not doing the diddy, just break up. Okay. Don't have an affair. So I've seen some people going, I don't blame Tom Sandoval for not wanting to be with her because they weren't having sex. She wasn't having sex with him. Fine. He doesn't have to be with her, but he also doesn't have to humiliate her and cheat on her with her friend who she was very close to and who lived with her for a point in time, lived with them in the home that Ariana pays the mortgage on. So no. I've also seen really weird takes, and I don't know if this is like an internalized misogyny that some of these women have going on, but they are saying stuff like she emasculates him. No one can emasculate a man enough to put his wiener in somebody else. That is not how it works. That only happens to weak men. If you are a weak man with little baby balls who cannot populate sperm, I don't know, I'm just saying things here, but then you would feel emasculated. How did she emasculate him? By being assertive, by being an equal to him. But I mean, really, she was superior to him. He couldn't handle that. That's on him. You don't get punished because you are a respectful, upstanding isn't the word, but because you're a successful and know what you want and assertive woman. You shouldn't be punished for that by the person who's supposed to love and want you. If it was too much for Tom Sandoval, there was the door. The door has always been there. The door is not closed, Nene Leaks. The door is open. The door was wide open for him to leave. They have big barn doors in that house. It's one of those new builds. Okay. So only the weakest of men will use that excuse, and only the most internalized misogynists of women will let men use that and go, well, you got to let the man be a man. Well, you got to let the woman be a woman too. Okay. Like just stop weirdos. So, and I saw a lot of that on TikTok. I'm like, oh, I thought TikTok was supposed to be a little better, but apparently not. Okay. Back to it. Here we go.
Relationships are tough.
This is a full-blown love affair.
Sheena. So this definitely, when Sheena is wearing the white bucket hat, this is definitely new post-Scandoval scenes where Sheena goes to Ariana's the day after they find out about Scandoval on that Friday and they film. And she's wearing the bucket hat and she's carrying wine, and the other women like Kristen Doty and Katie Maloney and then some more of Ariana's super cool gay guy friends are there. Okay. And so this is post Scandoval. And I have fucking chills, you guys. I have chills. I mean, some people may think this is weird, but if you guys get it, you guys get it. You know what I mean? We're in this. Okay. We've been following this shit for a long time. The fact that Sheena is in front of her best friend and she was just with Rachel Raquel, where Rachel Raquel is alleging that Sheena Shea assaulted her by punching her in the face and pushing her into a brick wall. Okay. So, all right. And she said, this is a full blown love affair. And you can hear the pain in Sheena's voice. And Sheena she's had her fair share in the past that people want to bring up now. Like, oh, she's cheated. She was with Eddie Cibrian back in, 1986. Well, that's over. That's like so long ago. Now they're all almost 40. There are different standards as you get older and as the relationships go on and on and on. It's not right, but she's talked about it. She made amends. Brandi Glanville moved on. Leanne Rimes took her spot as a cheater, pumpkin eater, and even her and Brandi Glanville move on sometimes. So we got to build a bridge and just let that shit go. We're focusing on Ariana, but it gave me chills when she said this. Okay.
I wish we both would have tried harder.
Tom Sandoval just says to Ariana, this is also a post Scandoval scene. He has the audacity, okay? That's the only way we're going to pronounce it. Okay, we're going to listen to this again. This is what he's saying to Ariana, who just found out that he's a cheater, pumpkin eater with Rachel Raquel.
Affair.
I wish we both would have tried harder.
You don't deserve.
I wish we both would have tried harder. I'm sorry. Did I just have a stroke? Because that's what you say when you end a relationship without cheating and having a 8, 9, 10 all year, all the time affair with a giraffe pageant girl who's your girlfriend's friend, who's been around, who you invite on vacations. That's what you say when it's just a breakup. It just didn't work out. We're just breaking up. No, when no one cheats and it's just, this isn't going to work. We're just, we were together when we were younger. I think we grew apart. I'm not there for you. You're not there for me. We both deserve better. I still love you. The mature kind of breakup that rarely happens, but should happen more on these shows. That's what you say then. That I wish we would have, I got to hear this again. Cause this dude I'm going to hate these episodes. I'm going to watch these episodes.
Love affair.
I wish we both would have tried harder.
I wish we both, you guys, am I crazy or is that the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my damn life? Gaslighting. Thank you, guys. Thank you. My God, Tom. Thank you, Shonda. Show some responsibility. Yes, this is all your fault now. All the not having sex and all that means nothing. You could have left. You're finding reasons to blame her for the fact that you, a grown man, 40, 41, 42, possibly turning 44 in a few months, could already be on Social Security. We're not sure. Gets an AARP magazine in the mail. Allegedly could not control your own wiener. Just long enough to go, it's not really working out. And then you go date someone else. I mean, it still would have been really shitty had he went and dated Rachel Raquel. But at least it wouldn't have been this torrid, long affair. Oh my God. Thank you, Mims. Mims in the chat. Shout out to Mims. Mims is killing it with his coverage of Candy versus Tamar, which I have to do a separate video about this because this shit's blowing my mind too, because I love both Candy and Tamar. And so our Bravo worlds are going nuts. They're going nuts. All right. Grade A narcissist, right? Kalisa, grade A narcissist. What are you? Bro, you better be sorry. You can't blame someone else for your wiener ending up in someone else's baby door. You just can't do it. That's all you, bro. That is all you. You had the power to control yourself. Oh my God, control your wiener. Control your wiener, problematic men.
Deserve one tear of mine.
And then Ariana comes back with boom, boom, pow. You gotta remember, she just found out about this, okay? She's got that boom, boom, pow like Fergie right now, okay? She said, you don't deserve one effing tear of mine. Could this woman, I mean, even clever at her most heartbreak, at the hardest, one of the hardest times of her life, public humiliation, the guy you thought you were going to spend the rest of your life with. I mean, damn, sir, she let you take money out of the equity of the home for your stupid business, and you were off paying your glorified karaoke band, who, by the way, shout out to them. They are real artists, very talented, and thank God they were there. Otherwise, it just would have been him screaming into the mic, you know, because some of those women and backup singers, I was like, ooh, they sound good. They should have a career, but instead we got to listen to him ruin every Sublime song I've ever heard, and you know, anything else that he chooses to sing. Like what was that? Misery loves me. No, I forget. You know, the early aughts music too, like Incubus. Oh my God, it's like putting me while I burn into flames. I've had enough of the world and its people's mindless games. Like that's his voice, and I was like, have you ever had an annoying boyfriend or date a guy who played the guitar and he was okay at the guitar, but then he starts singing and you're like, just the guitar, baby, just the guitar, just do the guitar. It's so good. Just don't do the sing. That just close your mouth, close your legs to married men, and close your mouth because it's not good. It's not good. I have, and for some reason they always sing Incubus. Brandon Boyd, leave him alone. He's actually talented and very attractive. Okay. So then we have this scene. So Ariana just like, you don't deserve an effing tear from me. And then Lala just getting messy like Lalas do.
One tear of mine. She saw the both of you at the Abbey together.
You don't know what's going on between.
So then she's saying she saw the both of you at the Abbey together. Tom's there, Raquel's there, Sheena's there. So I don't know who she's talking about, if she's talking about Raquel and Schwartz, but I doubt it has to do with Sandy Butt, because that scene appeared like it happened pre-Scandoval. So we'll see. We will see. Okay. And then Rachel Raquel, of course, is there just looking really confused. She saw the both of you at the Abbey together, and this is when Rachel Raquel's like, I'm going to clean my finger with my ear. I think it touched my brain. Ow. You know, so that's when she's just there. We don't know what they're talking about, but they're, you know, teasing us like it could be, they're talking about Rachel Raquel and Sandy Butt, but I don't think it is. Okay. Then back to post Scandoval, this monster at his home he shares with Ariana, where he also allegedly banged it out with Rachel Raquel on multiple occasions. Allegedly, in my opinion, I think that's what I heard, okay? He says this.
You don't know what's going on between us.
What? Huh? Now, he could be talking about maybe something with Ariana, but this looks a little post-Scandoval-y because, as you can see, when he talks about it earlier, wherever it is in this beautifully edited little, mid-season trailer, see how he's got the eye and the black t-shirt, and he's talking to Ariana, and this is post-Scandoval when she's like, you don't deserve one effing tear from me. Then we fast forward. See, he's got the, maybe he got punched by Sheena too. He's got the same eye thing as Rachel Raquel. They both need to get some sleep. That's what it is, you guys. Oh my gosh. I think that's what it is. I think they both they really, you know, found love in a hopeless place of eye bags. I understand. I have dark circles too. Sir, it is rough. It's rough. Okay. I just want this guy and Ariana to go on all the Friends trips and just wash that boy right out of her hair. All right. So as you can see here, he was punched too, allegedly. He wasn't, but it looks like the same thing as what Rachel Raquel was claiming when Ariana tells him that. And then we go here again. She's touching her brain, and then he's back. It's like, you don't know what's going on with our relationship. What is he? And he's got a squirt. What kind of monster in 2023 is drinking squirt? A squirt? My dad used to work for Pepsi, and I think Pepsi used to own squirt because we used to get free squirt all the time. Ruby Red squirt was great until you drank a whole can. Then you were like, oh, I think my bowels left my body. But who drinks? That is some serial killer shit. That is some serial. Yes. You know, Amy, I think we are going to see him. He's going to try to play himself the victim. Tom Sandoval is so used to being a fan favorite on the show and getting a good edit, just like Stassi talked about on her podcast recently, that he doesn't know how to function when he's not getting that good edit. That is why when he was in Rachel Raquel's apartment and they did their one scene together post Scandoval, he was trying to allegedly get the producers like, let's do a take two. It's like, bro, you don't run this. You thought you did, but now you're not in the good graces. Now you're not a fan favorite. Now you're not going to be selling them tickets. People are going to tune in for this, but we're also not going to do what you say. So we're not going to rerun the scenes like we used to. That was before you couldn't control your wiener. You know what I mean? When you could control your wiener, we were okay with it, or at least when you kept it on the DL. And now that it's out in the open that you are weak wienered, well, now you don't get to do, redo scenes. So he, again, is saying,
You don't know what's going on between us.
you don't know what's going on between us. And then this chick says,
Between us.
I don't regret our relationship.
I don't regret our relationship. I don't. Rachel Raquel, she's probably talking about Schwartz here. I'm assuming, because this probably is not post Scandoval. The reason I say that is because according to a lot of sources, and I think TMZ being one of them, Page 6 being one of them, Rachel Raquel has ghosted, like stopped talking to production, allegedly. She filmed one scene post Scandoval once all this news came out, and it was with Tom at her apartment where they allegedly kissed. There's my husband. Hi, husband. Welcome home. And I'm live. But I'm so glad you're home. I'll be off soon. And that's the only scene that they filmed together, allegedly. And then she left to go stay with her sister in the valley or something. And then the pops got snaps of her where she was wearing all black, She was like, she got the black cap, she got the black jeans, she got the black hoodie. She was in mourning of her vagina. I don't know. Okay. So now it's being reported that, yes, you know what? It's probably, Shonda, you're right. She's probably talking about James because there's probably another scene between her and James because she has this, this girl's still getting over James. She's still very bothered by the fact that, James Kennedy moved on so quickly. Yeah, that's weird. James Kennedy is a weirdo when it comes to this and when it comes to relationships. I agree with Rachel Raquel on that front. And, this whole season, she's been very much in his new relationship with Allie, trying to kind of piss him off. So you're right, Shonda. It probably is talking to James. However, All About the Real Housewives is reporting that, are you guys ready for this? I don't know if you're ready for this, okay? Yes, please call him Tom Squirt. Tom Squirt from here on out. Who drinks Squirt? Who the drinks Squirt in 2023? That shit will rip up your stomach and spit it out. Like it seems delicious at first, and then it's like, and then it just eats. It's a demogorgon in your gut. So if that's what you're looking for, sir, but now I've come to the realization, in my opinion, that Tom Sandoval, Tom Squirt is not human. He's a monster because only monsters behave this way. All right. So the latest and the greatest, shout out to All About the Real Housewives. They are saying, you guys, that Tom Sandoval and Rachel Raquel went to they were coming back today. Okay, and Dumois. Shout out to Dumois, and then All About the Real Housewives shared Dumois' blind item, and Dumois they'd be spilling it, dropping it. Okay, they'd be dropping those beats. Guess who's coming back from a family getaway in Tucson, Arizona? Sandoval. Guess whose family lives in Tucson? Rachel Raquel, the Arizonan herself. And All About the Real Housewives wrote, "Shut up." And then shout out to Care Bear, tagged me in this. So it sounds like Tom Squirt, Tom Sandy Butt, went with Rachel Raquel to her family. How is he going to, what is he going to say to her parents, her mom and her dad, who James Kennedy spoke very poorly of, and her grandma? I think there's a grandma there and some dogs and Adobe style homes. You know, how's he going to sit there and go, hey, hi, yeah, sorry I ruined your daughter's life. I know I'm like, you know, what am I? Let's see, I say I'm 39, but I'm really like 62. Okay, so there's a good 20 years between the two of us, allegedly. And I took her down a very dark path. You know, she was on her way to be a fan favorite. You know, everyone was looking for her redemption season. This would have been Rachel Raquel's season to really, we wanted her to have redemption from James Kennedy. We felt like she was bullied by Lala. We wanted her to have a good season, but instead she goes the total opposite way and starts banging the girl who was arguably the kindest to her man, being me, Tom Squirt, Tom Sandy Butt. So, but I love her, you know, but I was also loving another girl. I was living with her and still telling her I loved her while I was loving your daughter. So I was basically banging your daughter while living with another woman because I couldn't afford the mortgage, you know, on my own. And I'm also in a band. I own many glitter pants. I do a killer, and I mean it will kill you, cover of Caribbean Queen by Billy Ocean. Let's see. I drink a lot. I allegedly do some shrooms. That's what my friends are saying out in the streets. I own a bar. Well, I mean, I own a percentage of it. Okay, the percentage is 0.49%. There's a guy, Greg. Oh my God, maybe you guys can talk to him. He's like your age, he's like a parent age, and he's really responsible. And he wants us to, like, you know, get this bar up and running. But it's like, we need to find a good couch. And he just doesn't get it. You know, I really like to pick out the wallpaper and then make drinks where you can take the cups home, because that's cost effective and that's going to be good in a business, a restaurant business that's already really faulty to begin with. And I also owe my mom $250,000. Yeah, she was a firefighter, worked really hard. Her hands, very rough, very strong woman. She can choke you out. But yeah, I owe her money. What else do you need to know about me? I drink a lot. Did I mention I drink a lot? I drink a lot. I've cheated on every girl I've ever been with multiple women. I may have cheated on your daughter with a couple. And my one true love is my best friend, Tom Schwartz. So welcome to the family, right? I mean, Rachel Raquel, parents, oh my God, please take her. And I know you can't. She's a grown woman. You can't take anybody, but encourage her to go to an inpatient facility to hide from him and get some therapy on how not to be 42, 62, Tom Sandy Butt's age and acting this way, because you can be saved. You can be saved. Okay. You're 28. If you are sorry and you want to change, and maybe you're drinking a little bit too much, you know, okay. Maybe there's saving. So far, we haven't seen a ton of remorse from you, but mostly you're just hiding out. So right now, allegedly, she's hiding out, ghosting production, and allegedly Tom Sandy Butt, Tom Squirt, is coming back from Tucson, Arizona, where he was with Rachel Raquel's family. I mean, this shit just gets crazier and crazier, you guys. Crazier and crazier. Okay. So then, I mean, this is the breakdown of this one, and also, you know, other things, but of this 1 minute mid-season trailer. Okay. So don't be having sex 4 times a year, blah, blah, blah. That seems like you're being a little dramatic.
She saw the both of you at the Abbey together.
You don't know what's going on between us.
I don't regret our relationship. I had so much rage in me.
Okay. Rachel Raquel doesn't regret her relationship. We're assuming, like Shonda said, it's with James. Sheena then says this next day, post Scandoval, at Ariana's house, when they're all over there, she's got wine on, a white bucket hat, very cute. Sheena says, I had so much rage in me. And I'm like, ooh, okay. I would too, you know, because she was literally sleeping with the enemy, maybe at the same hotel as Rachel Raquel when they were doing Watch What Happens Live when all this news came out. It's like, I had so much rage in me, which, you know, like we've said before, something probably went down. A phone was thrown. things were yelling, maybe pushing. Do I believe Sheena Shea took Rachel Raquel, grabbed her by her giraffe neck, punched her in the face, and then pushed her in a brick wall? No. Do I believe something might have happened? Yes, because remember the scene. She's ride or die for you when it comes to her girlfriends. Remember when James Kennedy and Lala showed up at the bar where Katie Maloney and Tom Schwartz was at, and Stassi and Jax, and they said clearly not everyone's working on their summer bodies. And then James looks at Katie and says, "Oh, are you pregnant?" And remember, Sheena Shea was the only one because, Jax was like, "I'm on probation for stealing sunglasses from Hawaii, so I'll beat his ass later. And also, I don't have like a sweater, a chunky sweater to take off, so I'm just going to chill right now." Sheena's the one that got up and was like, "Get the hell out of here, get the hell out of here," and kind of pushed his drink out of his hand. So I was reminded rewatching Vanderpump, which obviously I've been doing since this went down because I want to see if, things throughout the years that we overlooked, we might have missed, lots of stuff, lots of Easter eggs in these old seasons and stuff. And she was the one that bucked up and she was like, "Get out of here. And he was like, "Oh," James Kennedy was like, "Oh, you got cranberries on my Yeezys." She's like, "I don't care. Get out of here." So Sheena had Katie Maloney's back, probably more than Katie Maloney has ever had Sheena's back. And then we see Tom Squirt crying. And then it's just the dramatic music, just very dramatic. Okay. So he's crying. He's like, and he's wearing one of those headbands that guys wear sometimes, I guess in LA or when they do yoga or something. I don't know. It's the cheater headband. If your boyfriend has one of these, he's Johnny Bananas or he's cheating on you. Okay. And it's just like, do, 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 do. And he's like, and then Ariana's like, "Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle," holding her tots. And then someone, I don't know who this guy is. Someone's going to beat Schwartz up. Schwartz isn't even there. He is 2.5 Men gone. You see, he is dressing like Charlie Sheen's character in 2.5 Men here. Katie is like, "I'm married to him, you dumb bitch. What is wrong with you?" And then, oh God, there was the Toms just like, hold me, never let me go until you hold me. And then this must be post Sandy Butt. And as we can see, post Scandoval, we see his lightning earring, like lightning crashes and a woman cries or something. Remember that song? This moment I'm sure he covers it. Been waiting for. And then Schwartz is like, "Oh, good. I'm going to go home to my skateboarder girlfriend. We walk the dogs together, but we're just friends. But her razor's here. And sometimes I fall in there, but we're just friends." So this is probably where Sandy Butt's just like, "Oh God, oh God, oh God." And I'm sure Schwartz is like, fudge. I am in all the businesses with this guy. And now it's out. Oh. And then who the frick is Rachel Raquel hugging? We're going to have to slow this baby down. Does it slow down? Maybe not. Is it Ariana? And it's not going to be post Scandoval, a hugging of Ariana, but it could be Lala because they've had their little ups and downs this season. And then, did you guys see that? Ariana giving such a guttural response to this betrayal, which I get, homie, I get. Okay. And there's Rachel Raquel, looking angelic, like, "Everything's fine. I'm just sleeping with everyone's boyfriend," and then, oh, my sweet baby Ariana, eat him, chew him up, spit him out. And she yells something, and some people were saying it was Raquel, like to Tom Sandy Butt. So here she is. I saw it. Okay, this is the first time I've seen that. Maybe it's because I wanted to see it, but she was like, "Raquel." Like, I cannot wait for these scenes. Like, I know that's sick and twisted, but the way they're gearing us up. And then he's having a heart attack or something, allegedly. Something's happening in a tank top. I assume this is Mexico. Also, what's he doing with his hair here? I don't know. He pushed someone off, and then we have Lisa Vanderpump going, "We will learn how to communicate with one another. You will learn. You will learn." She's got typical Vanderpump, silk blouse coming in with some end of season tears. You will learn to communicate with each other with your problems, which is probably one of the original scenes that they filmed to end on. And then they're like, whoops, we have some other stuff. And then you see Katie. Oh my goodness. This doesn't even show. So in the larger shot of this that's not filmed for like an Instagram reel or a TikTok, in the non whatever that format is, you see Schwartz. There's all these people there, and they're at one of the places. Maybe they're at Pump, maybe they're at Sir, maybe they're at Tom Tom. I don't know. But she's like, you will all be friends again. And they're all just like standing there, and then some other guys. And then we get to the best part. This is the best part that we all need to hear. Okay, so we have the dramatic music. Do, 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 do.
You will learn how to deal with your problems.
You want anything?
For you to die.
Ariana just said, so this is most likely post-Scandoval. They're still in the house. The news just broke. They're filming a scene together where he has now tried to gaslight her. We saw that earlier, but there's more gaslighting to come. And Tom is by the microwaver. And it's, let's see what time does that say? That says, oh shit, 10:22 a.m., which is I think it's the daytime because it looks bright. And they look like morning cry faces. They both have. And he's saying, do you want anything? Like, oh, you want like a Senka or some Folgers? What do you want? Like a pod? You want some coffee? I can make you a cappuccino. Okay, so here he is.
You want anything?
For you to die.
For you to die.
Still to come.
Oh my God. I mean, that is.
Tell you.
I was just like, oh Jesus. Oh goodness. I don't blame her. I'll be honest with you. I don't blame her. I have been in a situation where I lived with someone who cheated on me. Okay. Like cheated on me. Found out in a similar way. Graphic messages, not alleged videos of some finger bangs going on together of joint masturbation. I didn't see that. Like allegedly Tom and Raquel have, that Ariana was sent or given or found. And then you still live in the same place as that person. And you can't just, now they have Tom Sandy Butt. Well, he does waste his money. He does owe his mom $250,000, but he should have a little FU money, like I've said, to go to Chateau Marmont. You're already being the middle-aged guy cliche, having the midlife crisis. You know, I mean, your whole life is a midlife crisis at this point, sir. So you might as well go to the Chateau Marmont and get a room and, you know, be there like you're some kind of celebrity, and just bring your guitar and your trumpet and just like drink whiskey and, you know, invite 28-year-olds over that are as tall as giraffes. But not always. Maybe, you know, they're underwater in their home. I don't know what's going on. He did take, you know, allegedly equity out of the home for some of these businesses, and such a mess for Ariana. So that feeling of being stuck in a house with the guy who just betrayed you so horribly and lied to you, and you have to have this talk. They have to have the talk because they're on TV. And when you're like a real person, you have to have the talk. I remember having a therapist, and she said, you need to come to me with the cheater boyfriend. I was like, no, I'm done. I am done. She was like, Joleen, a lot of women end up going back in these situations. Believe me, you want to. So I said, fine. Eventually the guy left our apartment, and he got his own apartment, but there were some nights where we had to cohabitate after. It's so confusing. And you think you want to be that badass chick that's like, F you, get out of here. I don't need you. I'm so strong, you know, but there is a part of you that's still, it's a weird, and maybe I don't, every situation is different, but for me, it was a weird feeling of I still wanted to like be close. I loved this person, or I thought I did, and I just, and my whole world was invested in them. We had moved across the country together. I didn't have any family in the area at the time. I was in Arizona, where Rachel Raquel's from, ironically. And it was just like the little family I'd created. We had an apartment we loved. We had a cat I loved. He didn't love it, which should have been a red flag. But I should say he didn't want it. And it wasn't Tilly. This is pre-Tilly. But it was so weird because I just, it was such a shock. And you go through all these different emotions because it really is a mourning process. You're sad, then you're lonely, then you're mad, then you're sad again, then you're angry. So it's horrible. It feels disgusting and gross. And everyone that loves you wants you out and to just walk away. And you're like, but this is 7 years of my life that I gave to someone, and how can they be so cruel and callous, and how could I be so dumb? And I'm humiliated, and now I have to go back out into the world and explain to everyone how I'm a failure and how I it's a fraud, it's a facade, it's all fake. It didn't mean it. It wasn't anything. I was living a lie. It just is all the feelings. So watching Ariana go through that and knowing that Tom now is allegedly not leaving the house is just, it's cruel. It's cruel with the money he should have from being on the show this long. But as we can tell, he's not good with his money, but he could sell some of his glitter pants and he could get the hell out of there and let her process. But apparently, according to Kristen Doty and other friends, he's still coming in when he wants to and not even telling people when he's coming in. Yeah, it's always 7 years. And it was pre-Tilly. And you put a friend into the mix. Like with Ariana's situation, people are like, well, people get cheated on or whatever. It's like, but this is so public, and it's with a friend, and not just like a friend, like with Katie and Rachel Raquel. That's bad enough that Rachel Raquel was kind of poaching Schwartz. That's bad enough. They weren't good friends, but even after the fact, when Katie said, hey, not cool. Look at my mom. She's crying in Las Vegas. And she's not even drunk. Okay, she's past the age of she's drunk crying. She's real crying. Her heart hurts for me and for the family I could have had with Tom Schwartz. So maybe don't. And then Rachel Raquel still does it. And even though they're not great friends, there's still a respect factor. They're coworkers. They went on trips together. Like, just calm your boner there, Rachel Raquel. But with Ariana, it's her friend. It's her friend who she took in. It's someone she stuck up for. It's someone she put her neck out for. It's someone she invited into her home to stay. It's someone she went on vacations with. It's someone she has all these memories with. All these things she loved, like Coachella and, camping and doing all, these outdoor things. She got blue. Oh, yours was also 7 years. Oh, 7 years. That's 7 year itch, I guess. For some of these guys, they get the itchy balls, or gals. They get the itchy ovaries and they start cheating. But for Ariana, it's heartbreaking because now all of those things, it's like, did they even matter? Were they real? Can they be good memories? Or am I living in this nightmare where everything I've done for 10 years with this person I thought was my other half and respected me and loved me, and I have all these wonderful experiences with, was it a waste? Did I waste all this time? I mean, and now it taints all, lack of a better word, but it taints all of the stuff that you liked, so there's just a myriad of emotions that happened. But change the locks. Yep. I told my ex he better get out of my apartment when I get home. Yes. So it's, I think also this story and this whole situation is something that a lot of women and men can relate to and have been in similar situations. And so it kind of triggers everybody. You're like, oh my God. And then you see how callous and you hear about the gaslighting, and now we're seeing it in the mid-season trailer, and we're just like, F this dude. Because we've all, either experienced ourselves or seen a friend or maybe a parent experience something like this. So we're just like, fuck this dude. You had it all, bro. And if you were unhappy, walk out the door of your McMansion. Walk out the door. and just be honest. Like, you owed it to each other after all of these years to be honest. And now all these things are coming out, and it's, were there other women? Of course there's other women. If Rachel Raquel thinks she's the only one that Tom Sandoval, with, looking back a history of cheating, if she thinks she's the only one, you're a fool. And unfortunately, if he is willing to do this for that period of time against someone like Ariana, who he used to hold, or allegedly told us he held to the highest regard, like a queen in his life, and he was willing to humiliate her on this kind of level rather than just being straight up with her and leaving and allowing her to mourn, and now he's still acting like the victim and a baby, good luck, girl, because all of that, unfortunately, will be your future. I mean, some people say that about Ariana. They say, well, it happened with Kristen, but Kristen Doty herself has said it's a totally different situation. They were very young at the time. Kristen said we should have broken up after the second year. Her and Tom Sandoval were cheating on each other left and right. And now she looks at Tom and Ariana's relationship as a real adult relationship. Yes. Looking back, I'm sure Ariana would love to go, okay, there were some red flags and I believed this guy. But the level of betrayal that Rachel, Raquel, and Tom have brought upon Ariana and their whole friend group is totally different. This is another level because we're older. We're now living together. We own homes together. So there's home ownership. There's promises of future. There's equity being taken out for businesses. There's books written together. There's, 10 seasons, maybe 8 for them, of love and this guy just lying. So yeah, Tom clearly has a pattern. Yeah. Yes. Okay. I want to see what you guys are saying in the chat. I think we're all triggered by this. Jessica says, because it's kind of like watching our own story. Yes. Play out again through them. It really is. You might think, oh, no, I'm over that, but and you probably are, but there are parts that when you see it, that feeling comes back, that gut punch, let's see. Mama Drama says they may have a say, but to date, people within the close circle that you hung out with during your marriage, come on, that's hurtful and hard to deal with. GA Blue says, yep, I think he's being told not to leave the house by lawyers. Oof. Ooh, this is an affair. You're right. This is an affair to remember. Like, it will be remembered. And this is a full-blown, just like what Sheena said, this is a full-blown love affair. These two people are saying they love each other. Jay is saying, watching a clip of Andy asking Ariana if it concerns her that Tom cheated on Kristen. Ariana says, no, I saw that. It was a reunion clip, wasn't it? Sandy says, it's as low as you can go, having an affair right under the roof of your friend's house with her man. And not one she pays rent on, one she pays mortgage on. Not a one-night stand, not a two-night stand. We're talking almost a year. And we don't even know the truth, and we might never know the truth because these two, Rachel Raquel and Tom Sandybutt, Tom Squirt, don't seem to be wanting to tell the truth on things. Yep. Kick rocks. Yep, the reunion clip. I remember that. Crazy. I do want to hit on something that I think it was like 2 days ago. Court TV posted and had a whole segment, which I think is just crazy, about this Vanderpumprules restraining order. Okay, so Vanderpumprules reunion is going to film next week, I believe. Jax and Brittany are rumored to be on this Wednesday, because I guess they're in New York. So I don't know if this will be a live thing, if they're doing like a sit-down pre-tape interview with them. I'm not sure, but they're going to be on. And we know Jax, no love lost for Tom Sandybutt. And Jax tweeted recently that Ariana is the number one guy in the group. They had that long-standing debate of who's the number one guy in the group. And he said Ariana. Now, him and Ariana, they've had a very turbulent past, because Ariana, she saw through Jax and his bullshit, and now we have to remember not to rewrite history completely. Was Jax correct about a couple things? Yeah, like he always kind of said Tom Sandoval's just as bad as me, and now he is. We know that he is just as bad as Jax, but that doesn't make Jax a hero in this situation. He's still trash. But he's got the tea. He's got a little bit of tea. So we'll see. We'll see. I'll give it a chance. But I don't want him back. Don't come back. Don't come back on the show. We don't need you. We're good. Okay. This is my show. I mean, no. You guys, there are 426 people and only 144 likes. Hurt my feelings, break my heart. Oh my God, I'm sweating. I have under boob sweat for you people. Please, dear Lord, hit that like. It's the least we can do. Goodness. Thank you, Rodolfo, for pointing that out. I'm so surprised. You guys are normally so great about, I'm going to shame you. I'm going to passive aggressively Midwestern shame you. You're usually so much better than this. You guys are better than this. Okay. So Court TV did a whole ass segment about this Rachel Raquel stuff. And it was really funny to hear this dude
times. Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen,
who looks like, your dad. It's like having your dad explain this situation to you. So it was really funny to have him do it. He talked about the restraining order and how Rachel said on 3/2/2023, she was pushed up against a brick wall, causing injury to the back of her head, and that Sheena Shea punched Rachel Raquel in the face, causing injury to her left eye. That's what the temporary restraining order was saying. Currently, and we've seen this in other articles out there, mutual friends and coworkers, this is Rachel Raquel claiming that mutual friends and coworkers are telling her that Sheena doesn't regret the physical attacks on Rachel Raquel and would do it again if she found that further emotional distress was caused to our mutual friend. All right. So she says that, and
was caused to our mutual
so
friend.
this guy starts breaking
Raquel
it down.
has been accused of having an affair with fellow Vanderpumprules star Tom Sandoval, who has been in a 9-year relationship with Sheena Shea's best friend, Ariana Maddox. A hearing is set for the restraining order case. It's set for March 29th, but the Vanderpump Rules Season 10 reunion is reportedly set to be shooting on the 23rd. So, where exactly are we in all of this? And is this real or is this just reality?
This guy's just, if you see him, let me see if I can just show a little screeny shot. I should have uploaded this, but you never know with them. They love the copyright strikes of it all, but it literally looks like your dad trying to explain this to you. Like if my dad had to explain this, oh my God, my dad met the Toms when I did Zach Peter and Up and Adams Spilling Tea show, and I did stand up on it. And my dad was like, these dudes are really pretty. He couldn't understand why they weren't wearing cargo pants and, well, the ones from Minnesota, does he fish? I'm like, he fishes for pussy. That's about it. So
Was caused.
So this guy wants to know. So they even had the funniest part is they had a chart.
Is set for the restraining order case. It's set for March 29th, but
okay, so the hearing is set for March 29th. Okay, and then he had a little chart, and I think they went even more in depth with the chart where they have Tom Sandoval connected to Ariana Maddox and then Rachel Raquel tied to both of them in the spider chart. And then to the side, Sheena Shea connected to Ariana Maddox. Okay.
Who has been in a 9-year relationship with Sheena Shea's best friend,
Bestie.
Ariana Maddox. A hearing is set for the restraining order case. It's set for March 29th, but the Vanderpump Rules Season 10 reunion is reportedly set to be shooting on the 23rd. So, where exactly are we in all of this? And is this real or is this just reality? Joining me tonight in Los Angeles, Sheena Shea's attorney, former federal prosecutor, friend of the show, Nima Romani. Nima, great to see you.
Interesting. Nima Romani, Sheena Shea's attorney, former prosecutor. This is the first defense case he says he's ever taken. He is that confident that Rachel Rochelle will not get a permanent restraining order. And that seems to be the general consensus from all of the lawyers that later join this panel. But I will say, Sheena's lawyer, send it to Daryl. I think maybe Sheena should just think about having Daryl on standby, because this guy was like, Sheena wouldn't hurt a fly. She wouldn't hurt a fly, and then about, 5 minutes later, he said, Sheena's a fighter. And then the other lawyers on panel are like, maybe you don't want to say that. Maybe you don't want to say that. And he was like, well, he's giving me a little Madeleine Albright, like a little bit of like, he likes the camera. This guy. You can kind of see him here. He's got his backdrop. He's waiting for his Emmy. He's just sitting there. And then you got dad right here. And then, Sheena Shea's guy. And interesting man.
First of all, is this all real? Is this all real, or is this part of the reality show? What's going on here?
I wish this was fake, Vinny. This is very real. This is someone who has fabricated allegations, filed for this restraining order. Obviously, we know it's easy to get a temporary restraining order because the judge just hears one side of the story, but it's that permanent restraining order hearing.
Good point. A lot of people were like, well, she got the restraining order. It's a big deal. Sheena must have done something. And it's like, well, the temporary restraining order, they're only hearing from one side. And Rachel Raquel was making it seem like Sheena Shea is going to come and get me, and she's not done with me yet. And she pushed me up against a wall, and all 4'11" of her dragged me through the streets of New York. So the judge is like, all right, well, just for now, don't talk to her, and quit having sex with each other's significant others.
Where I'm going to show up, we're going to present both sides, the real evidence, and we'll see if Raquel is actually able to prove her allegations by clear and convincing evidence and get a permanent restraining order. Not going to happen, Vinny.
Not going to happen, Vinny. He says, and Vinny's like, so are these guys, are they famous? God love Vinny.
They know each other very well, right?
Yes, Vinny.
Are they, would you consider them friends or?
Oh, more than friends. This is someone who Sheena considered to be her little sister. They've been friends for years.
True.
Raquel actually lived in Sheena's home for 6 months.
6 months, Raquel? 6 months? This is just making more sense, because this season, when she, like I talked about earlier, when she said, oh, James Kennedy, he paid for everything, and so I'm not used to paying for stuff for myself. So much so that you're almost 30 and you're with your friend for 6 months? You couldn't get a place. You're on TV. And you're beautiful in LA. Oh my God. Don't go the Lala route, obviously, but like you could find someone a little more successful than Tom Sandy, and also someone not in a relationship. Oh, geez.
It was in between places. So, needless to say, Sheena feels betrayed, devastated. That Raquel would do this to their mutual best friend, Ariana, number one, but then try to shift the blame from her own transgressions and try to blame Sheena is just baffles the mind. And I got to tell you.
That's true. You're trying to kind of get the heat off of you, Rachel Raquel.
I think I got it down. So
Vinny goes, I think I got it down. Vinny, you don't know the first thing. You got to go over to Peacock. They put together which episodes you got to watch, Vin, and then talk to me. You don't know. Do you know that Kristen Doty and Jax Taylor did some BJ work and some downtown Julie Brown on her? While Tom Sandoval back in the day was sleeping in the next bedroom. You don't know, Vinny. It gets worse.
Ariana and Tom have
Do
been
you
an item for
know,
years.
Vinny, that Tom Sandoval dressed up as the woman he was cheating on his girlfriend with, Rachel Raquel, for Halloween, dressed up like her, and went out with his girlfriend and Rachel Raquel, dressed up as the woman he was banging? You don't know, Vinny. You don't know.
Years, correct?
Correct. 9 years. That's
9 years. Sheena Shea and Ariana, best friends.
Yes.
Okay. But Sheena is in New York with Raquel. They're doing Andy Cohen's show. And that's when word of this affair came out. So the allegation, I guess, is that Sheena, on behalf of her friend Ariana, went after Raquel. And you're saying that did not happen.
Did not happen, Vinny. And the way she found out, the way this all came to light was that there was this FaceTime screen recording between Raquel and Tom that Ariana happened to get a hold of. And that blew the whole affair up.
Okay. Do you have a copy of that to show us tonight?
Vinny, you can't see that. Vinny, that's pornography, Vin.
I don't because, and I shouldn't because it is not safe for work. And you get the drift. So
to say it politely or lightly, not safe for work. They're finger banging each other. Okay, themselves. They're pleasuring themselves on FaceTime. And also, I want to get to the bottom of, was this a consensual recording? Because it was a consensual masturbation station center. Okay, it was Tom Tom Squirt, and Rachel Raquel pleasuring themselves on FaceTime together. They're having a FaceTime joint masturbation session. But somebody screen recorded the FaceTime. People are saying Tom Sandoval did. If he did, isn't that like highly unethical? But I mean, what would you expect from Tom? But could that be illegal? And if he sent it around, or if it got out? And some people say, well, you get notified if you screen record on FaceTime. I don't know if you do. I haven't even tried it yet, but some people say you don't.
Because I don't think anyone should have a copy of that video.
You know, the whole cast has a copy of that video. Come on now, Ben.
Well described. Okay, I've got.
Benny's like, well described. I will Google it. Is this where I go on the dark web? Do I dark web it? Is it midnight web? What's the web? You know, the nighttime web? No? Okay. Well, I'll ask you later.
Something I need to show you though here. I don't know if this looks so good for your client. This was a post. Sheena Shay's, your client's post on Instagram. And this is from the other side's court documents, okay? We could put it up on the screen. Do we have it? There it is. So on the bottom here, it looks like Sheena is telling her friend, I've always got your back. But then there's a punch emoji. Is that the smoking emoji? Is that
He said, is that the smoking emoji? Oh my gosh. GA Blue, have a good night. Oh my God. It's like, it's a fist bump. It's a fist bump. It's not like, I mean, that's what I'm assuming. I think that's what her lawyer
by
is
your
too.
client that she would punch someone for her friend Ariana?
I mean, I'll be honest. I might punch someone for my friend. I might. I mean, I also don't want a felony. But is it a felony or misdemeanor? I don't know. Depends on the lawyer. But I might. I don't condone violence, but depends on the friend. I might. I didn't even punch it. I didn't even punch the girl. Well, I don't believe in punching the girl. I'd probably punch the guy. I would for sure punch the guy, which I think is a felony.
I like to think of that as a fist bump, Vinny, and not a punch. So we'll see how Raquel's lawyers handle that during cross-examination. But
yeah, she's like, got your back.
That's a fist bump.
Fist bump.
Is not violent.
This is on Court TV.
Wouldn't hurt a fly, much less.
So Sheena's not violent. She wouldn't hurt a fly, much less a giraffe like Rachel.
Her former best friend, Raquel.
All right, how is this going to go down inside the courtroom now? So is this the judge makes the decision here based upon the credibility of the witnesses?
That's absolutely right. So the witnesses will testify. It's essentially a mini trial. We're going to put on our case, and obviously the burden of proof is going to be on the petitioner, in this case, Raquel. She has to meet that burden by clear and convincing evidence, not just a preponderance out here in California. So she's going to have to present her case and her story, and we'll see who the judge.
Not just a preponderance. Not just a ponderosa. She needs to make her case. Hit that like, you guys. Hit that like.
Sides with. I'm confident it's going to be Sheena, Vinny.
Well, in the meantime, they've got some shows that they're supposed to record or.
Vinny. In the meantime, they got some shows to record. It's a TV. It's a reunion, Vin Dog.
Can they be on the show together at this point?
They can't. As the order currently stands.
It sounded like when I first heard it that they can, but he's saying they can't.
Sheena has to stay 100 yards away from Raquel. So that's a pretty significant distance, and they can't communicate with one another, either directly or indirectly through an intermediary. So I'm certainly not an executive at Bravo or a producer, so I don't know how they're going to navigate through this.
Actually not that difficult. I mean, you just have different segments. And when Sheena's on a segment, Rachel Raquel's not. When Rachel Raquel's on a segment, Sheena's not. I mean, it's not that difficult. Keep them 100 yards apart. But now that Rachel Raquel is ghosting production, who knows? I don't know what the contract says, but we've seen a lot of Bravo celebrities not show up to a reunion, but that is almost most certainly a death sentence on Bravo, where you're not going to come back to the show, at least not the next season. So I think it would be best for Rachel Raquel to show up. I know she probably doesn't want to, because she's going to have a lot of questions flying her way, and a lot of people are very, very mad at her and her cast mates, all but Sandy Button Schwartz, and then Sandy Butt's Avril Lavigne skater girlfriend, who, I mean, she's probably not going to be there. So she's not going to have a ton of support. But yeah, it's, one of them will probably have to Zoom in, Skype in, which will be very annoying. And I wouldn't be surprised if she just completely does not show up for this reunion because, I mean, with this restraining order and stuff, it seems, and with her ghosting production and not wanting to do any more scenes. Yeah.
But I can tell you that Sheena is a law-abiding citizen, and she intends to fully comply with this temporary restraining order until we have that hearing on the 29th.
What do you think of this photo? I mean, this is the victim, right? This is Raquel?
This is the photos of Raquel, but I can tell you that these dark circles under her eyes have existed for months.
Oh, damn.
Check out social media. This is how her eye looks.
I see a cut by the...
I mean, we know that, but it's kind of funny hearing Sheena's lawyer be like, just so you know, she's got dark circles. Because, you know, it's hard for us girls to cover them dark circles. But yeah, I mean, she definitely, her and Sandy Butt have the dark circles.
Eyebrow. Name, I see a little cut by the eyebrow. What's that?
You got to ask Raquel about that, Vinny. Let's get the lawyer.
Vinny's a little team Raquel, a little team Rachel. He's like, what about the cut by the eyebrow? What about the cut by the eyebrow? Was it created by makeup? Is it a real cut? Did she cut herself? Did Sheena scratch her? I always said Sheena's probably a scratcher. I wouldn't be surprised.
On the show, see if she can explain that away. I can tell you about those dark circles. They've been there for months.
Okay.
I can tell you all those dark circles. They've been there for months. She's exhausted.
And we know Amber
It is exhausting having sex with your friend's boyfriend.
had a bunch of pictures and people didn't buy what was going on there. Let's see. I have one more important question for you here. Kind of hits home. This is California. I know cameras are permitted. Are they permitted in this courtroom?
Hopefully, I would love for Court TV to be there and
Hell
watch
yeah.
this live so the whole world can see.
You're not confident.
I'm not confident, Vinny. I'm not confident. Bring it. I'm excited. You know me, I'm a former prosecutor. I rarely take defense cases. This is a righteous case by someone who's been wrong. For once, I'm going to be on the defense side. It's the first time in all the years I do Court TV with you every week. This is going to be a winning defense case, Vinny.
All right. Well, you know what I have to do now, Nima? It's time to bring in the rest of our think tank.
Okay, so they bring in the rest of the think tank. But how fantastic, I mean, would this be if it ended up on Court TV and Emily D. Baker was covering it? Also, Vinny, why aren't you asking Emily D. Baker to come on? I mean, she knows her shiz when it comes to the law and also Bravo. Judge Joleen could come back too. We were here with the Johnny Depp trial. Objection overruled because it's my court, okay? I find in favor of Sheena Shea. She probably scratched you. Build a bridge and get over it. Sheena, stop scratching people. Those nails are too long, okay? And people are wondering how you wipe your butt properly. I order you to buy a bidet if you're going to have long nails. You can only have, this is the longest you can go to be able to wipe properly, but everyone should have bidets. Rachel Raquel, I order you to get into some intense therapy and stay in Arizona until you have turned 35. And Tom Sandy Butt, I order you to pay your mother back immediately and leave all television and adjourned. A lot of hitting the gavel. That's my get over it. I'm kind of get over it. I definitely don't condone violence, but if you got scratched, don't scratch again. But also, you were banging her best friend's guy. I mean, I do wish that Tom Sandy Butt would have got scratched, but maybe that's why he's got that under eye too. Maybe Sheena got a hold of him, but he was too embarrassed, to file a restraining order. Okay, but that's Judge Joleen has ruled. I'm the boss, applesauce. All right. So then they bring in some other peeps. One guy was Jodi Arias' attorney. I mean, I know everybody gets an attorney, but Jodi Arias, oh my God, she's the type of chick you have nightmares about. Okay. So
First.
Well, for a temporary protective order,
so the first woman they have speak, I forgot what her name is. I just know Jodi Arias' attorney. She is not that person. She's a different attorney, but
right.
She has a lot of good insight.
Listen, Eklund, Kirk, Nina's going to the dark side. So
the right side, right side.
Eklund, you give him a little bit of advice. I'll give you go first.
Well, for a temporary protective order, Nima did say it's clear and convincing evidence. However, just based off of the facts that you provided, you need to show that the plaintiff has been in fear of her life, that she is in fear of her life, and that this fear will continue if this TPO does not get granted. So it's going to be up to the...
Do you guys think she's in fear for her life from Sheena? No.
the petitioner to really bring up the evidence. Now, here's how I would do it is essentially just make sure like if she hadn't canceled any engagements afterwards, that means you're not in fear. If you're going to a reunion show afterwards, you're not probably in fear. If you're still keeping your contracts.
Oh, shit. Then Rachel Raquel might run on this and be like, I'm in fear. That's why I left the state and I'm not going to the reunion. I have ghost production because Sheena Shea's after me. She's so big and strong. Objection. She's tiny. Overruled. Tiny people murder too. Okay.
Afterwards, you're not in fear. If you're still going, you're not in fear. And I don't know about judges in California, but judges in Georgia, a minor cut does not mean fear. It means that you got caught, and a fray means both people are fighting. So if people are fighting, it's not a reason for a temporary protective order. It's two people fighting.
All right. I was looking for some more practical advice.
That's the thing. Was it two people fighting? Was it Rachel Raquel and Sheena? They find out, there's some pushing. Give me your phone. How can you? Blah, blah, blah. Going back and forth. Sheena, again, the nails. Sheena's nails are 16 inches long. She has SWV in the 90s nails. Okay. She has weak in the knees nails. So she's just like, she's really, I don't even know if I blame Sheena. Her nails are so long. How do you expect not to scratch someone?
Kirk, like which side of the courtroom do you stand on? No, I'm only kidding. But do you wear a pinky?
Vinny, he's a real joker, guys. Objection, Vinny. Not funny. Okay. Sustained.
Ring? Do you have to go to a pocket square? What do you have to do when you go to the other side there, Kirk?
Look, Neiman's got it down pretty good. I felt so proud listening to him say things like fabricated evidence and burden of proof and things like that. Man, it made me so proud. It's like he's been listening over this past year or so. But he's got to throw some more terms in there like exculpatory evidence.
Okay, so they're trying to help him as people who have been defense lawyers trying to help Sheena's, who this is the first defense case. He's a former prosecutor. So then they're like, pocket squares and stuff.
It's going to be one he's going to need to use. Like, there's lots of exculpatory evidence. There's no proof that this ever took place. And he's got the photos and he's got a case to put.
There is no proof this ever took place. This is going to be an uphill battle for Rachel Raquel to prove, for sure. A punch emoji and a scratch. And then now we're seeing like the under eye bruising in photos that go back to November. And you have to prove you're in fear for your life to get this permanent restraining order. I don't see it happening.
Or to say, listen, there's no proof. And I love what he said about transgression. She's covering for her own transgressions. Tell a story.
Yes. Also, you have to, go by, the judge is going to look at, whether this person, are they a person that you can believe? Are they someone, not morals, but you guys know what I'm saying. And it's like, well, she did just get out of banging one of her best friend's boyfriends in her best friend's home for months and months. So she's not like, a pillar in society.
The judge is going to want to hear a story too, just like a juror. So he can go back in there and say, listen, she's covering for her own transgressions. There's plenty of exculpatory evidence that shows that there's exculpatory evidence. We're learning something today. Take notes. Objection. We don't take notes on this show. Overruled. We're very smart on the lean team. Hit that like. Oh, that the burden hasn't been met, Your Honor. I'm going to walk out of here whether he's got a pinky ring on or not. He's going to smile to all of us on court TV, and we're going to be applauding him from afar.
Well, you know what else you have to do, Nima? You've got to bring in another member of your team, and you've got to cross-examine and attack your client to prepare her for what's going to happen. She thinks the throwdowns on Vanderpumprules are rough. Cross-examination.
Oh, shit. They're saying that Sheena's lawyer has to practice a la Jen Shaw type practice for her cross-examination. Oh.
She can be rough, right, Nima?
Of course, but she's ready. She's a fighter. She's willing to go up.
You guys, he just said 5 minutes ago, she wouldn't hurt a fly. She's gentle. And now he goes, she's ready. She's a fighter. And the other lawyers, the defense lawyers are like, no, don't say that. Don't say that, Nemo, whatever your name is. Don't say it.
All the way.
Well, I wouldn't use that word though. I wouldn't call her a fighter. Right? Kurt, I wouldn't call her a fighter.
No, I wouldn't use those words. He's got to work on his terms a little bit. Maybe he needs to call me.
He's definitely like one of those celebrity lawyers. Sheena, I think you have a pretty solid case, but if this guy's getting up there going, she is an exemplary, law-abiding citizen. She wouldn't hurt a fly. She's nonviolence. Okay. She's a fighter, and she will fight for her. She will scratch. She will, do what she clawed her way to the top, and you're like, Nemo, stop it.
She firmly believes in our system of justice and that it's being abused by someone to cover up her affair. So she's not one to stand down. By the way,
now Sheena, call Daryl. Send it to Daryl. Sheena, I'm worried about you. Send it to Daryl. Okay. This guy just said she's not one to stand down. And he also said you're a fighter. But then earlier he said you wouldn't hurt a fly. So send it to Daryl. All right. I'm going to need you guys to tell Sheena to send it to Daryl. Okay. Now, justice for Sheena. Oh my gosh. And yeah, what a waste of the court's time with this restraining order. I mean, this fear, I think it's wasteful. I mean, I guess, did she feel fear? How were you not scared when you were banging this dude that everyone in the world wasn't going to find out and you were going to lose all of your friends in your relationships? And that goes for Sandy Butt too. So there we have it, you guys. Well, I've been on for an hour and a half, and I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you guys so much for joining this live. I had to go live. I was going to do an edited video, but I thought I want to talk to you guys. I got a lot to say and a lot of stuff going on. Yes, mommy issues, ROs these days. I mean, everyone is just going for ROs these days, and you get a RO and you get a RO and you get a RO. And it's like, if Sheena was legitimately, I would say, like stalking her, making threats, things like that, making her uncomfortable, fearful. Yes. But if one time she found out that you were banging her best friend's dude, and she's been a really good friend to you, Sheena and Ariana, and she was just like, and her nails got the best of her, I would probably, I guess you could press assault charges if you wanted to. I mean, Kristen Doty did say she was going to sue Stassi after Stassi backhanded her when she found out that Kristen banged Jax. But ultimately, Kristen did not press charges. And I would say, expect maybe a scratch. I mean, again, don't condone violence, but if I have sex with somebody's dude, I'm probably going to expect that they're going to want to, give me a little bit of this, Thank you, Alyssa. Thank you so much. Thank you to all my mods. Etherella says, yes, smash the like lean team. It helps Joleen, and it's free. And if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe and also the bell, turn on your notifications so you don't miss updates, because sometimes I got a job. I got comedy shows just like all of you guys. I'm busy. I can't just be going live all day. I wish this was my number one job, but it's not. But the more you subscribe, the more, one day maybe Judge Joleen will be full-time on the YouTube bench. Objection. That is a pipe dream. Overruled. Never give up on your dreams, okay? Unless your dream is to have sex with Tom Sandoval. Give up on that. That's a horrible, horrible dream. You guys are fantastic. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you for all your wonderful comments. If you want to leave a super thanks after, feel free, but comment in the comments. I love hearing from you. I know I didn't get to a lot of your comments tonight, so I want to hear what you guys have to say. So please comment after this video. Post. It also helps me in the almighty algorithm. And this week I'll be back talking more Scandoval. I got to get into this Tamar and Kandi Burruss stuff because I love Tamar and Kandi Burruss, and I saw them make up on Big Brother Celebrity Big Brother. And so I'm just like, what is going on? And Todd's involved, and people are going live and all the things. So I'll be back talking about that and other things. Obviously we have a Vanderpumprules episode this week. Talking about that as well, bringing back some guests. I think maybe Lori Roggenkamp might, the hilarious comedian, she might be joining me this week to talk Vanderpumprules episode and also Scandoval. So stay tuned, you guys, and follow me on social media. I've been putting clips up on Instagram and the TikTok. So at Joleen Lunzer on both, and then also at Joleen, or at Married the Number 2 Bravo on Instagram. So at Joleen Lunzer and at Married the Number 2 Bravo on Instagram, and at Joleen Lunzer on the TikTok, where you will see different content. I'll still probably be talking about this mess, but it'll be a little different. All right. Have a wonderful night. And remember to enjoy yourself. It's later than you think, and cut your nails. Bye. If you like what